Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We're taking a look here at Chainlink, seeing what's going on. This is an interesting one. It actually didn't come down to the lower fib level here at about 1375 as expected. It continued higher, and it does look like it wants to try to break through that 1475 resistance. We're still not there yet, but this descending trend keeps getting retested, more likelihood of breaking that to the upside. So again, that's awesome stuff. If you're new to the channel, though, keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor. I hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site. We've got a trading university, and of course, trade signals. They look a little something like this, where we take some nice little scalping profits here with Avalanche, Ethereum, Matic, got a handful of actually 2 or 3 different trading pairs that are going on with Ethereum, and then fully as well, we also took some nice profits there from Crow. These are more swing trades with my premium group. And then what Chainlink here as well, again, just a couple days ago. Actually, no, yesterday we took the trade 3 days ago. All right, folks, so again, what we're going to do is talk about, this descending trend. Before we do that, though, let's just jump right into the backend data. I want you to kind of understand where the highest amount of concentration of liquidation is. And if you're not familiar with liquidation, these are just levels that are typically gravitated towards because they have a large amount of, the whales, bulls, bears, whomever, whichever direction it's heading, right? They're going to search for these liquidation levels. And the main reason why is because there's tons and tons of meat on the bone, okay? And what they do is they liquidate that level, control the price, and push it either further or just turn it right back around at that level. Okay, so again, a lot of liquidity levels get swept. Like you can see here, for example, this most recent one, where a lot of shorts were hedged at about $14.70. Price wicks up, comes right back down as if it never happened, and then everyone else is kind of sitting there with a bad, a foul look on their face, right? Because they got ripped off. And that's just constantly happening in the market, okay? So you got to recognize these levels are constantly, swept, and you just got to be mindful. With there being a heavy concentration at 1550, that's likely the next target for the bulls to effectively push the price action there, sweep those liquidity levels, and then reverse the price action, okay? So just know that that's kind of what we're looking at there. That's why I have this little magnet on the charts, kind of give you perspective that this range right here is the highest amount of volume based on liquidation, and we could very well see that level get hit, okay? So just be mindful of that. So taking a look at the daily, let's talk about this here, and then work our way down. We got to recognize a few key factors here. We're definitely looking pretty solid in the overall sense of this little wedge pattern. Again, when you have an ascending type of wedge, the price action will work itself into a wedge and typically break out. It's more likely that it break to the upside because it derived from the downside first, and that's a very common place. Okay, at least in trading, you'll see statistical probabilities of that happening more often than not to the upside based on it coming from the downside. Okay, that's what's referred to as a bull pennant pattern. Now, if you take a look here at the RSI, we bounced off 50 roughly. Money flow index is still coming down, but that's a 14-day lag. Of course, the money flow is going to come down as a result of the price action decreasing in value. We can see the money flow index and, of course, MACD. Nothing's fully converged yet, so we're not like truly bullish on the daily time frame. The one thing that's a really important factor, though, is that we are maintaining above the 20-day simple moving average here. We're honoring our ascending trend line, and we're looking pretty decent here in the overall sense. Okay, so again, more positive than negative on the daily. Take a look at the 4-hour time frame here. See if there's any liquidity levels. There are a couple of lower liquidity levels here at about 1280, 1330. Those are very small though. We do have an upper one as well, kind of a small guy at about 1530. But if that is swept, keep in mind the price comes up to 1530. What's to keep the bulls from pushing it just a little bit higher to wipe out all those shorts and then pulling it back, okay? Keep in mind that's a very, very common characteristic in trading. I laugh because it's almost humorous at this point how brutal the market can be. Okay, so again, paying attention to that back end stuff I think is very important. Taking a look at the RSI, we're maintaining over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is increasing though. Again, this is based on the last 2.5 days roughly, 14 candles, and that tells us that more money is flowing into Chainlink in the last 2 days than it has the last 2 days prior to that, if you will. Okay, we can kind of see here as well, MACD is still converging, so overall positive sign. We don't really have anything major telling us there's a lot of potential for downside here, right? Money flow index is good. We look at the volume, it is tapering off a little bit, so we would like to be back above this volume average to have some really strong consistency. So the truth is we may not see the price break out until we see an extra large candle wick, but it seems like everything's in order for that to happen. Okay. Again, with the money flow index averaging higher, we are maintaining the price action upwards, and that's a positive sign. Taking a look at the hourly time frame, we can kind of disseminate here that with us being above the cloud, we're still in very, very good shape. Okay, again, this isn't like a perfect situation by any means, right? We are above the cloud, that's great, but lagging span's not free and clear. Conversion lines below the baseline or right there at the baseline. So what that really just tells us here is that we don't have really a confirmational sign to take a long position, but if you have a long position open, I'd recommend keeping it open. That's basically what I'm saying. There is also confirmation too, which might come here soon. We can break this descending trend that seems to be pretty consistent, or just say a closure above 1475 today. Those would be extremely important things to have to be able to push us in the right direction. Okay. Also, bear in mind, Bitcoin is in a weird state right now, right? It came all the way up to 38,500 almost, and has since pulled back. Okay, it's a very, very common characteristic in trading, more so specifically Bitcoin. But if you see here, Chainlink was peaking above and got ripped back behind because of that fact. But the truth is here, we're seeing a nice little pattern here where the price action is working itself into like an ascending type of wedge here, and that's a good sign too. So there's a lot of reasons why Chainlink looks pretty prime for the picking here. Just keep in mind, Bitcoin drops to 35,000, we could see a very different story. Okay. Once more, it's always kind of the disclaimer for trading altcoins. Pay attention to Bitcoin, dang it. All right, folks, I hope you learned something here today. Make sure to take advantage of our exclusive offer here through Bitget. For the next week, you get $20 free just by using my link to register and trading futures. Really simple, easy, awesome exchange. No KYC, no VPN required. I recommend it to all my community members because majority of my followers, subscribers, etc., they're in the US, Canada, and UK. So those places got hit hard with KYC earlier in the year. All right, folks. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one. Take care.